Hello, everyone. I'm Minyoung Gil. I'm an assistant professor in early childhood education, School of Teaching, Learning, and Curriculum Studies. I'm very sorry I couldn't be there in person today, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share my work with you here. The title of my project is Designing a STEM Play Toolkit, a teacher guide for 3D printed spinning tops. In this presentation, I'll talk about why I started this project, how I designing the spinning top activity as a pilot activity, and how I hope to expand this work in the future. This is the agenda of this presentation. So let's start. So, as an early childhood educator and researcher, I started from the idea that young children already engaged in STEM through everyday play. And for young children, play is a way of learning about the world, communicating ideas, and building relationships. And play is universal, but it also takes different forms depending on culture, family, community, and materials. When I was young, I played with spinning tops with my sisters. So we would compete to see the top could spin longer or spin more strongly. And this childhood memory made me look at spinning tops not only as toys, but as playful opportunity for STEM learning. Because a spinning top involved motion, rotation, balance, force, friction, measurement, and design. When I searched for spinning top kits online, I found many products where children can assemble wooden pieces, decorate them, and make their own tops. But many of these kits are not flexible, and they're not always inexpensive or easy to adapt. So I began to wonder, what if children could do more than just decorating a ready-made top? And what if they could design, test, compare, and improve their own spinning tops through play? So this question become it's a starting point for my culturally inspired STEM play toolkit. So the question that stayed with me throughout this summer was, how might we prototype a culturally inspired STEM play toolkit that help teachers support young children's STEM learning? This question helped me narrow the project for this summer. Instead of trying to design a large toolkit from the beginning, I focused on one pilot activity first, which is a 3D printed spinning top. The goal of this project is two strengths. First, to design STEM Play Toolkit for supporting early childhood STEM learning through culturally connected play. The second, to support teachers to help children engage in inquiry, design thinking, testing, measurement, comparison, and reflection by providing open-ended prompts, activity flows, and teaching materials. So let's start looking into the STEM play activities. So basically, this spinning top activity was designed for using 3D printers. The image on the left shows a 3D model created in Tinkercad, and the photo below shows the printed disk from the DI Hub reactor. The disks have the different diameters and can be used in multiple combinations to create a different spinning tops. As shown in the photo below, children can freely and creatively combine the parts while testing the performance and principle of the spinning tops. And during this activity, children could play with these and naturally start to explore how different design features such as disc size, height, shape, balance, and spindle design affect how the top spins. And they can also test how long each top spins, compare different designs, record their observation, and think about what they might change for the next time. And throughout this process, children engage with science concepts such as motion, rotation, balance, stability, and friction. They also use mathematics through measurement and comparison. And they also experience engineering through designing and improving, and technology through 3D printing and digital making. And this is a screenshot of the teacher guidebook that I created. I organized the content so teachers can use it as a practical classroom resources. The guide includes the activity overview, learning goals, materials, teacher preparation, activity flow, STEM concepts, teacher prompts, and recording sheets and assessment ideas. I also included some notes for adapting the activity based on children's age and developmental levels, interests, and classroom context. So the purpose is not to give teachers a fixed script, but to provide a flexible guide that help them support children's inquiry, design thinking, and reflection through play. This is one of the example section from the recording sheets. So since the STEM Play Toolkit is designed to begin with the play and create opportunity for children to engage in STEM related thinking processes skills, the recording sheets guide children to document their own design, observe, and compare results and plan how they might improve the shape or structure of their spinning tops. So in the current version, I created two different record sheets. One is for K to first grade, and the other one is for grade second and third. And I plan to revise and improve these materials by trying them out in a real classroom setting. So all of these files will be shared through the Google Drive as a freely accessible resources that teacher can use in their own classroom. And also teachers can modify recording forms or 3D printing design files based on their students' grade level, developmental needs, and classroom context. And let's talk about the expected contribution of this project. So first, this project helps make STEM more visible in children's play. Even though children's everyday play looks simple, it may include many STEM related ideas. The guidebook helps teachers recognize this idea and intentionally extend children's learning through play. And second, the project support inquiry based teaching. Instead of asking children questions that only check for the right answers, this model provide open-ended prompts that encourage children to observe, predict, compare, explain, test, and redesign. And this help teachers support children's thinking during this activity. Third, this project connects to traditional play with digital making. The spinning top is inspired by familiar and culturally connected play, but it is redesigned using 3D printing. So this connection shows how traditional play materials can be extended through new technologies while still keeping play meaningful for young children. And lastly, this project also aimed to position teachers not only as a consumer of the ready-made materials, but as a designer and a creator of the STEM play experiences. Teachers can adapt, redesign, and create play material based on their children, culture, classroom context, and learning goals. So one of the limitation people may have is that 3D printing may not be available in every school, and it can be expensive without access to the equipment. However, this also create opportunity for the partnership with the public maker spaces, library, or local shops that already have a 3D printers. If schools or communities have access to these tools, teacher can customize material for their own classroom needs. And at the same time, this activity does not have to depend only on 3D printing. Children can still explore same or similar same ideas using cardboard, wood, recycled materials, and everyday objects. And moving forward, I plan to add more activity and test the guide with young children in local schools and revise the guide based on teachers' feedback and classroom implementations. So beyond this next step, my longer term vision for next couple years is to expand this project into an online community for teachers. In this kind of space, teacher could actively share their play ideas, resources, culturally inspired STEM activities. And I hope this would help teachers not only use the toolkit, but also contribute to it as designers and co-creators. And over time, this could help the toolkit grow into more collaborative and living resources. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions or suggestion for this project, please feel free to send me an email. So I would be happy to talk more about my project and discuss future ideas together. Thank you so much.